Hey, what's up guys, my name is Charlie. Today we're going to be reacting to some more Nostalgia Critic, and it's going to be old versus new, the Lord of the Rings animated versus Lord of the Rings movie, of course. Oh boy, I've watched Lord of the Rings animated, and I gotta say, it's pretty cool. I really enjoyed it. I believe it was like released in like 1974 or something, like 1978. I can't remember the specific date the Lord of the Rings animated was released, but it was released quite a while ago. It's about 30 years old or so. Yeah, that's pretty shocking because it was actually a really good animated sort of movie. It's really respectable. I recommend giving it out. But a lot of people didn't know there was a Lord of the Rings animated movie. That was quite shocking for some people, I believe. But yeah, there was a Lord of the Rings animated movie, and it was really good. And I gotta say, I would give it a watch. If you're into, cartoons, adventure, and all that stuff, go for it. If you're gonna watch Lord of the Rings Hobbits, hell, watch Lord of the Rings animated. You might as well. Yeah, let's check out this video, shall we? Because I want to see the comparisons and everything. So, let's go.
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I remember it so you don't have to. And welcome to another edition of Old versus New.
Oh boy, here we go. Old
This is where I
versus
take
new.
something old and nostalgic and compare it to a recent remake. With that said, let's take a look at Lord of the Rings.
Well, you can't really compare a cartoon
Coming
to
the
a
Holy
real
Bible,
cinematic.
Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien has revolutionized the style of fantasy and given a whole new respect to the genre. Many of us know about the Peter Jackson movies based on the books that came out between 2001 and 2003,
Yeah.
but there was another version that came out in the 70s that a lot of people don't know about.
Yeah, a lot of
This
people
was
didn't
Ralph
know.
Bakshi's Lord of the Rings.
Yep.
While considered both a critical and box office disappointment, Bakshi's Lord of the Rings offered a very different take on the classic story, and has since then either been loved by fans or detested by them. But is it anything compared to the big-budget extravaganza of the Jackson movies? Now, technically speaking, this is all opinion-based.
Okay.
But I have an online show, which automatically means that my opinion is better than yours.
Wow.
Nah. So, let's take a look at Ralph Bakshi and Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings.
Yep. Okay. It's gonna be sort of hard to compare them, unless you're doing the books. It's normally the books are far superior, like the Harry Potter books.
Now, seeing how the Ralph Bakshi film ends at the exact same point that the Peter Jackson film The Two Towers ends, I decided to include The Two Towers in this comparison as well as The Fellowship of the Ring.
Okay.
With that said, let's take a look at our main character, Frodo Baggins.
Oh boy, Frodo. Ugh. So many memes be made on Lord of the Rings.
One of the things I love about the Jackson Lord of the Rings movies is the casting. Everybody in these movies looks the part. And when I heard Elijah Wood was going to play Frodo, I thought it was the best casting since Keanu Reeves played that mentally retarded boy in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Damn.
My own adventure turned out to be quite different.
He was kind, innocent, and extremely vulnerable, but maybe a little too vulnerable. In the Bakshi version, Frodo is just as wide-eyed and curious, but he does fight back and can also stand up for himself. Now true, they both saved Sam from Gollum, but the Bakshi one seems to be a little tougher and in control.
I would put it on and command you to leap off a cliff or into a fire. And you would do it, Smeagol.
Like here's when the Black Riders try to attack. Frodo actually gets out his sword and does try to fight. In the Jackson one, he just drops it!
Yeah.
If you could kindly stab yourself with that, I'd be most thankful.
Oh,
Or how about another encounter with the Black Riders? Even though he's sick and can barely stay awake, he actually manages to make his way past the river and even intimidate them.
The ring! The ring! By all the Shire, you shall have neither the ring nor me!
The Jackson one just sort of
Oh,
passes
boy.
out and lets someone else carry him off.
yeah.
By the way, how
He
does
seems,
that
I
work?
mean,
If the sword wound works its way to his heart, he becomes one of the Black Riders?
Would
I
I?
don't know. It's
You would have become like
dark
them,
poison
one of the
dagger.
ring wraiths.
Wouldn't that be
cursed.
a little, awkward? I mean, I don't think they look as intimidating if a little guy in a cloak is running around.
That's true.
maybe they just give him a desk job.
I do hate Mondays.
Even though I love
Never
Elijah
thought about
Wood
that,
as
it's
Frodo,
true,
the
having
Bashki
a-
one just seemed a little stronger, as well as closer to the book. No offense, Wood, but point goes to Bashki.
What do you know about it? Nothing.
Oh
But
boy.
what about the supporting cast? The little people who make it possible for the other little people. There's a lot to get through, so let's take a gander.
Oh boy. Supporting cast. Oh boy. I'd say the movie's
Now,
got
this
a great
one's
supporting
really
cast.
hard because the rest of the cast is sort of hit and miss. Sam in the Jackson film, for example, is a tough, loyal friend who will stick with Mr. Frodo through thick and thin.
Don't you leave him, Samwise Gamgee.
It's cheesy, but this is
While
good.
Sam in the Bashki film is...
My! Hooray!
nah. I mean, good God, what did they do to you, Sam? I really don't know what went wrong with this character, but they fucked up royal.
Save me, Mr. Frodo! Oh, Mr. Frodo, he's gone! He's sick and he needs a rest. Help him, Frodo!
And I want my bottle! Someone give me my bottle!
It was, I mean, it was
Hooray!
animated, so you can't really...
Which is funny because Harry and
Criticize it.
Pippin are at the opposite ends of the spectrum as well.
Well, you
in
can
the Jackson
criticize
film,
it,
they're a
but-
little overplayed, making them a tad too goofy, but still
I like
likable.
them. Yeah, they're likable.
Another one.
Where in the Bashki film,
Remind me of
they're
Ant and
actually
Dec.
underplayed, seeming a little bit more like real-life people, but to be honest, not leaving much of an impression.
You cannot trust us to let you face trouble alone and go off without a word. We're your friends, Frodo.
Well, thank you, Pippin.
I'm merry.
Whatever, you're all short. Gandalf is good in both versions, creating that strong mythical element while also mixing in the side effects of his age.
Oh, useless.
This last journey must be for others to make.
Ah, and who are they to be?
That is what we're trying to decide here.
Bilbo
The only problem is
Baggins.
in the Bashki film, he's a little too over the top. Like, compare these two scenes where he yells at Pippin.
Fool of a took. Throw yourself in next time and rid us of your stupidity.
Damn.
Took. Throw yourself in next time. Fool of a pig. Want you. Want you. Want you.
Well, he's angry with his stupidity, so...
But one of the biggest differences is Aragorn, which is totally blown away by the Bashki film. Now granted, I'm not quite sure why he looks like a Native American.
Yeah, that's
certainly
what I
wasn't
was
the design of
thinking,
the
you know,
book,
looks like
but
a
the character
Native
is still a
American.
million times better. Why? Well, being voiced by John Hurt, one of the greatest actors of all time, certainly helps.
My name is Aragorn,
John Hurt.
son of Arathorn.
But on top of that, the idea behind Aragorn is that he was both a ranger and a king. With the Jackson version, you certainly
Rest
buy
in
the
peace,
ranger
John
part,
Hurt.
but
I believe he
never
died.
saw anything kingly in him.
Put aside the ranger.
He was in V for Vendetta.
Born to be.
By killing things and slaughtering evildoers. Just do it very kingly. The Bashki one seemed to pull off both. He could be a badass, but he could also be very smooth and diplomatic.
Lothlorien is a place of healing. There is no evil in it, unless a man brings evil there with him.
On top of that, he could also be very intimidating.
Because if I wanted the ring for myself, I could have it. Now.
Damn.
Please don't kill me. The Jackson one never seemed to have that confidence or inner strength that the other one had. I mean, the only kingly thing he ever did was make a motivational speech.
I see in your eyes the same fear that would take the heart of me. A day may come when the courage of men fails, and it is not this day. This day we fight.
Yeah,
I mean,
damn right.
who the hell could possibly get a role of leadership by having no political background and just making a bunch of pretty speeches? Okay, fine. But you gotta give them credit. They both have totally different ways of dealing with their problems. For example, when a horrible threat comes across King Aragorn, he bails them out with billions of dollars and hopes they know how to spend it wisely. Bajing! For Aragorn's weaknesses, though, the Jackson film makes up for it with the addition of Gollum, which is done much better in Jackson's version. Again, the Bashki one isn't bad. They certainly have the addiction down
yeah.
and hinging towards madness.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Nice hobbits.
But the Jackson one really took the character to a
Oh,
whole new
yeah.
level.
It
He
was
devious,
amazing.
but sympathetic. When bad things happened to him, you felt genuinely sorry.
You watch the behind the scenes footage with the green screen, how he does all
Plus,
this,
they
it's
really
incredible.
play around with the split personality bit.
If it was like a guy wearing wires on his head and everything, it's incredible.
I think we want Diet Coca-Cola. No, we want original Coca-Cola Classic. But we have to watch our calories. We're trying to lose
You don't want...
No, we love the calories. We love all of them.
You love Dr.
You
Pepper.
suck. There's of course a ton of other
You want
characters,
Dr.
but they're all
Pepper.
kind of on the same level.
Coca-Cola
They're
or
good, but not
or
great.
Pepsi.
Each having their strengths and weaknesses. Tough call, but I am going to go with the Jackson one. Mostly
Yeah.
because they had more time and 2 movies to flesh their characters out.
Yep.
And that's a huge advantage.
I go with
Sorry,
this
Gandalf,
movie all
we
the
still
time. The anime is not as good as the movie's much more better. And yeah, the Jackson version just wins
Heroes
every
don't mean
time.
crap unless you have some good villains to go up against. And these movies have plenty.
Oh boy.
Here they are. Again, from a casting point of view, you could have gotten a better pick than Christopher Lee for Sauron.
Oh, rest in
He
peace,
looked the part,
Christopher
acted
Lee.
the part, but most of all,
Unfortunately,
he
Christopher
sounded
Lee
the part.
died.
Sauron's forces are already moving. The Nine have
He
left
had an
Minas
incredible life,
God
Christopher
damn,
Lee. Have
is
you
that
actually
voice
checked
cool?
out his
Tirith. I did not seriously
profile?
think that the Hobbit could
He had an
contend with the
incredible
Sauron.
life.
I think it's another one
I think
of
he
those
was,
points is you don't want
military
reading
as well.
bedtime
He-
stories to your kids, though. Once upon a time, there were 3 bears. 3 innocent, sweet, unsuspecting bears.
Oh boy, that's
The one
freaky.
in the Bashki film is okay, but you don't see much of him.
Where is the ring, Gandalf? Would you rather see the Dark Lord have it, or Saruman of many colors?
No, please don't flash me! Something I never understood in the Bashki film, though, is for some reason they stopped pronouncing the S and simply call him Arrowman. Why? Is the S suddenly a bad word?
Only because Aruman is kind. It should have been his friend Aruman. How long since Aruman?
Saruman. Yes, Saruman. Saruman.
The S isn't silent! Also, how come Gandalf can never figure out that Saruman's gonna be a bad guy?
Maybe if you say his
do these
name,
look like the homes of any decent people you know?
Your love
he can
of the
hear it, maybe?
halfling's leaf
I don't know.
has clearly slowed your mind.
Oh, stop hushing my buzz! The Black Riders are a little hard to decide between 2. I mean, the Jackson ones were cool. Especially how you never see their faces.
Yeah. I don't know, I sort of like the animated version because you saw the red
Bashki ones
eyes.
were also pretty intimidating.
Yeah, they were
Ranging
creepy.
From fragile, creepy folk to tough soldiers of darkness. Almost as if their powers veered in and out at times. Though again, they do go a bit over the top at moments. Get the Tylenol. Also in the Jackson version, I thought the way they looked when you put the ring on was a little goofy. In fact, I never liked the way things looked when you put the ring on. It's like a 3rd grader went nuts with the smudge tool on Photoshop.
Dude.
In the Bashki film, they don't really change, but you can tell you've entered a different world. Everything's slower, the color changes.
Yeah.
It's almost like a different state of being.
Remind me of like the Monty Python for some reason, sort of animation.
But for me, the big deciding point is the Lord of Darkness himself, Sauron. And, believe it or not, I actually like the Bashki one better. Simply because you never see him. The most we get is a guy in a Viking hat, which isn't very intimidating. But everything else is kept a mystery. You never see him, but you can always feel his presence simply by the way people talk about him.
Under the power of Sauron, the Dark Lord of Mordor.
Look at the scene with the eye in the fountain. You can't even tell that it is an eye. But the fear that fills everybody is still present.
Do not touch the water. He is looking for you. The door is closed. If your quest fails, then nothing can stand against him and we are defenseless.
Now let's look at the Jackson film. It's just too overblown. The eye looks more like a lizard's eye, which indicates Sauron is more of a monster.
Always remind me of the Resident Evil eye.
And even his costume seems over the top. There's just nothing subtle about him. When I think of the Lord of Darkness, I think of something sneaky, conniving, and quiet. Not loud, bombastic, and in your face. I always saw Sauron as a plotter, someone who's waiting to strike in the shadows. Where this guy seems like the Hulk's metal pincushion.
Damn.
Sauron smash!
I always thought this was an awesome scene.
Sauron have explosive diarrhea. Sauron go boom.
So, like I said before, tough call, but seeing how less is usually more, I have to go with the Bashki film. Because let's face it, no one can bring the dread and feelings of doom than the guy who directed Cool World. Point goes to Bashki. Shut up!
Alright, okay.
Well, that's all fine and good, but how can they beat the shit out of each other? Here's the best action scenes.
I say the movie is much more superior.
Now both these films are unique in how they do their action scenes. Jackson's movies are a little bit more acrobatic and inventive, where Bashki's is a little bit more gritty and bloody. It's interesting too how the Jackson film
prefer
does
the
the battle
movie.
of Helm's
This-
Deep in
yeah,
all blue,
this is
and
much
the Bashki
better.
film does the battle in all red. I don't even know why it turns all red. It just looks really cool.
Just so much. I've never understood yet the need for red in battle.
In another flip-flop, where the Bashki film has little build-up but a lot of payoff, the Jackson film has a lot of build-up but little payoff. What do I mean by this? Well, in the Bashki version, there's a real feeling of suspense and tension. I mean, when someone gets stabbed, you really felt like they're getting
What about the
stabbed.
suspension when he's shooting the arrow at the guy with the bomb? He's trying to blow
In
up
the Jackson one, they tempt death just a
this
few
bit.
too many times. I mean, they literally jump into the middle
This
of an
was
army
tense
of
for me,
hordes,
I'm
not
like-
once, not twice, but 3 times.
Yeah, true.
And not once do they ever get a scratch on them.
Yeah. I can understand how it
They should
loses its
defend the
appeal if you
Bashki
keep
film
using it
too
over and
much,
over.
though. I mean, look when they fire the arrows. The numbnuts don't even move. I'm far too proud to be searching for cover.
I like this place. There is good rock here.
Good rock that we won't be taking the least bit advantage of.
Message for you, that.
Now, of course, The Return of the King has some of the best action scenes ever, but since Bashki never made it that far, I really don't count it. But still, the action in the Jackson films really are better. They're more flashy, more creative, and more energized.
Yeah, I gotta
I
say,
would like to have seen it a little bit
movies
more grisly and realistic,
much more
but then again, it is a fantasy,
better.
so I guess anything goes. Point goes to Jackson.
Then you know nothing.
Yep. Yeah, I prefer the
So
Jackson
once again,
version
it
all
comes
the way.
down to story. Which one had the better plot, the better pacing, and the better delivery? Let's take story for the win.
Anything but the bloody hobbits. Jesus, that thing was...
It is interesting how both Bashki and Jackson end their films at the exact same point. They win the Battle of Helm's Deep, and Gollum leads Sam and Frodo to Shelob.
Yep.
Even though in the book, Helm's Deep is in the middle, and they already met up with Shelob.
She might help. Yes.
And again, the Jackson film has the advantage that it has 2 films to explain the story, and where Bashki only has 1. Because of this, the Bashki film suffers. Characters can't be fleshed out like they should, and some characters just disappear altogether. Arwen never makes an appearance, and Eowyn I don't even think ever gets a line. She just stands there.
My sister-daughter, Eowyn. My only loyal kin, since her brother has disobeyed my commands.
Unfortunately, she's a mute. But the Jackson film at times seems a bit rushed, too. Like, I never did enjoy the editing in the first film. It seemed way too fragmented.
Half the Shire's been invited.
Good gracious me.
He's up to something. All right, then, keep your secrets.
I like talking in sentences without any pauses, don't you? Yes, I do. I like it a lot indeed. Haha! And to Bashki's credit, for all the scenes he had to cut, the scenes it does keep in are often very quiet and usually allow for a lot of atmosphere, which I think in a lot of ways is closer to the books. Take, for example, when Gimli finds out the dwarves in the mines of Moria have all been destroyed. Here's the Jackson version.
Here lies Barley.
But they had to fit a big movie into a, like a,
And now here's the Bashki version.
you know, the size.
Yesterday, Balin, Lord of Muria, fell. An orc shot him from behind a stone.
He doesn't scream, he doesn't yell, he just slowly walks away to be by himself. That's a lot more powerful. But to be fair, Jackson's film has a lot of powerful scenes too,
Yeah.
many of which weren't even focused on that much in the book. Like Arwen's debate about choosing immortal life is really looked into and analyzed.
You will linger on in darkness and in doubt.
There's even a few subtle scenes as well. Like in the Bashki film, Frodo makes a big speech about how they probably never get back.
I reckon we got enough left to see us to this Mount Doom. After that, I don't know.
Oh, Sam.
friend of friends. After that, if the ring goes into the fire and we're at hand, after that, dear Sam, just to get there. Just to get there.
Yet in the Jackson film, it's literally just summed up in a look.
You go ahead and eat that, Mr. Fogg. I've rationed it. There should be enough. For what? The journey home.
Damn.
That look alone seems to say everything.
Yeah, it's a
As
good
the films
scene.
went on, they did get progressively better and better, taking their time with the story and not feeling as rushed as before. So, while I have to admit it's not really a close
I think the
call,
second one was
there are
really
a lot
good.
of elements in the Bashki film that are
Second one
not
did
only
better.
subtle, but really work well. There's a lot of over-the-top moments, sure, and some scenes don't really make sense, but what they do get right, they get really right. So, even though this is probably a surprise to no one, the film that really is better is the Peter Jackson versions, the superior movies.
Yep. I'm sorry, it's true. The Jackson version is totally
So
awesome.
there you go, Peter
But
Jackson
then again,
versus
it's
Ralph
animated
Bakshi.
versus sort
I
of
do feel
real
bad
life.
I'm not able to compare Return of the King to anything. Oh, wait a minute! The Wrecking Bass version! That's right, they did Return of the King! Well, I'll just compare those two then.
Oh, Jesus. What the fuck
Jackson. I'm the
is
nostalgia
that?
fan, remember? So you don't have to.
Oh boy, yeah, that's the end of the video. I prefer the Jackson movie. You know, I mean, it's really hard to compare an animated sort of movie to a real motion sort of movie with real actors and stuff like that. It's really hard to compare them because they're like apples and oranges. But I guess you can talk about the story, which is stronger. But it's just like apples and oranges, you know, you can't really compare them. You can, he just did, and it was a success. But it's really difficult to pull off. So good on him for comparing these sort of two different things, like apples and oranges, so to speak. Because they were two different versions, you know, it's like having two different Harry Potters, you know. I mean, a lot of people say the movies are good, but the books are even better. You know, if you're gonna go check out Harry Potter, then read the books first before you watch the movies. Because I heard the Harry Potter books are even better. But yeah, I mean, apples and oranges, like I said. But the Lord of the Rings animated was really strange. It was really good though. I recommend it. It was actually good. I enjoyed it. I think I've only watched it like twice so far, maybe 3 times, well 2.5 times. I think I fell asleep on the third time I watched it. I think I fell asleep halfway through it. But yeah, I definitely remember watching it and it was really good. I really liked it, and I would recommend checking it out if you're a Lord of the Rings fan. Maybe if you like the Lord of the Rings movies and Lord of the Rings, like the Hobbit movies. I don't like the Hobbit movies. I like the first one, but I don't like the rest of them. I don't know why, I just couldn't like them. It just felt off-putting. Maybe that's just me. But I just prefer the movies. I don't really like the Hobbit movies, so to speak. But yeah, check out Lord of the Rings, the animated. It's a great thing to sit down and watch, get a bowl of popcorn, and check it out. I highly recommend it. It was an enjoyable experience, and I mean, hey, if you're into something different, go for it. But yeah, if you like this video, make sure to give a like, comment down below, make sure to subscribe to my channel if you enjoy my content. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.